Crazy up? No, I don't. Where are we at? Where are we at here? That's not it. It's got to be it. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, cool. Testing 1, 2. What's up, people? How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. What's going on? You're in the house. Give it up for my people on Facebook, YouTube, and X. X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. It's gonna give it to you. What's up, people? What's up? What's going on? I need some new sound effects. Little shiny there. There we go. So who's in the house tonight? Who's tuning in, man? I want to shout out. Let me shout out Buck Bewley and the one and only Black Mamba in the house. Thank you, guys. These are my moderators. Buck Bewley and Black Mamba are my moderators. They keep the chat going. Try to keep it civil. So thank you, Buck, and thank you, Black Mamba, once again for what you do. It's just trying to get this things together. Get the rush and put on a shirt with a collar. Try to represent, you know. So what's going on, people? How y'all doing, man? Everybody had a good weekend? Yeah, I hope it was good. I hope it was pleasant. Peaceful even, you know? We need peaceful evenings, peaceful weekends. Enough drama going on in the world. We don't need to add to it. We don't need to get caught up in this. We don't want to catch a stray. You know, don't go catching a stray. So I'm staying out of trouble. You know, I'm trying. I'm trying not to make as many enemies. But I can't help it, man. I got to keep saying things that people don't like me to say, you know, because that's supposed to be what it is that you're doing when you're a journalist or a commentator or fighting the power. Like you're supposed to go against the powerful. Now, punching down is something that you shouldn't do. But calling things out, that's what you should do. So that's what we do here on the show. And we try to, you know, we pride ourselves on doing that. I pride myself on the pursuit of knocking down the big lying bullies. And as everybody knows, look, the Tim Black Show, we are dedicated to giving Black America the raw truth it deserves. And also, our mission is to help Black people get out of the burning house, which is the Democratic Party. Anybody that watches the Tim Black Show, they can't act like they don't know, like, you know. So, like, Roland says he's an independent. Roland, Folin, Fartin, Molden, Fartin. He says, Martin, he says that he's an independent, but he ain't, you know. He lied to people. Most partisan person on the internet is Roland Martin. Most partisan person in commentary, well, he's one of the most, because there's others. But he's, you know, he can't pretend to be independent and everything ever comes out of his mouth is pro-Democrat, unless it's getting money. So it's either the Democrats are the greatest or give me more money. Give me more money or the Democrats are the greatest and Republicans are horrible. That's everything he says. By the way, this show is brought to you by the Tim Black Legacy Mug. It does not come with spring water. All you need is your own spring water in it. You'll be good. Get a Tim Black mug at timblackmug.com. I keep it very simple for my people. Get a Tim Black mug at timblackmug.com. That's where you go. The Tim Black Legacy Mug. People, politics for the people. Real simple. If you're new to the show, that's what we do. We do politics. If another fool comes up and says, Tim, I keep talking about politics, I'm going to sock you. That's right. This is a political show. That's what we do. We'll talk about Black culture and breaking news, but for the most part, we're with politics, U.S. politics, not politics. Like I can't do everything. Can't try to be everything to everyone. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So I hope everybody's tuned in, man. You're all good to go. How we doing over here? People, do I got my people in the house? Is there people here? Are they here? Crazy times. Rose says it's crazy times, Tim Black. Murray says, I have a new love and appreciation for black men. Y'all leading us in this war. Well, okay. You know. Ebony says, speak that truth. Moa Man says, represent. Harry says, X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. Yeah. Yo, so we in the house, man, and I tell you, we got a couple topics. I got a couple topics I'm gonna get to tonight that's gonna hopefully enlighten you, put you on the right path. And yeah, that's the goal, man. That is the goal. It would be great, guys. Hit the like button. Let people know you're watching the show. Let's get it out in the algorithm to help YouTube share it with more people. I'm not doing it for bragging rights. I do want to reach more people, though, and I'm hoping, with your help, if you're watching on X or on Facebook, that you'll hit the like button and share as well. I got a lot of people on X, man. X got folks, man. X has people coming through. It's that damn Facebook that don't want me to reach anybody. And at some point, I'm gonna find out why Facebook hates me. I don't know. Maybe I'll just ask Zuckerberg next time I see him. Next time I bump into him. Like, hey, Zucks, what's up with your platform? It sucks. Why do your people, why they decrease my reach by 95%? Was it something I said? So fun times here on the Tim Black Show. We're going to go in. We're going to make some friends. I'd like to start tonight's show off by reminding people the Democrats are a horrible party. That's not me talking. Don't blame me. They are a horrible party. Yo, if you don't believe me, believe your lying eyes. Here goes the new Quinnipiac poll. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm just going ahead and I'm going out on a limb here. Let me go ahead and go out on a limb. And let me say that if you had 100 people and only 30 of them said you were, favorable, and 57 of them said, get out of here, kick rocks. We can't stand you. Maybe you should do some improvement. Yeah, maybe instead of giving Jasmine Crockett more airtime to say whatever crazy shit she can come up with to make herself popular, maybe you start working on your internal, problems. Like, maybe you focus on becoming a better person. Because obviously this ain't working for you. Yeah. And this is not an old poll. This is a new poll. Favorability, 57% unfavorable. This is not the thing. Now, this is the graph. It gives you a better idea of it, of how things have gone lately. As you can see, it seems like ever since Obama left office, it looks stinky. The question was that asked, I'm sorry, it wasn't asked between 2019 and 2025. I'm sorry. It took some time off. I was like, Jesus Christ. But still, it wasn't asked. We don't know how it went between the time, so we don't know what was going on. But between it's the unpopularity in the night, what was it, 2016? What was it? Let me see this. I can't see it right. I'm trying to see the dates. So in 2019, 2020, they were pretty much even. In fact, their popularity, or their unpopularity, their unpopularity was only at like, it looks like 47. Okay. But then, I mean, Jesus. I don't know what caused it. What caused it? What made them so unpopular? Oh, I know who it was. Has to be Trump, right? Yeah, because everything wrong with the Democrats, they blame Trump. They don't blame themselves. There's no such thing as introspection. There's none of that. There's either infiltration by China, Russia, right? That's what it is. Or it's these silly people believing propaganda. Yeah, that's what it is. You know, I used to be that way. You know what I'm saying? If I met a young lady who didn't like me, I'd just say, it's because, her standards are too low. She's not used to dating a man of my caliber. Actually, I never use that as an excuse. But there are guys that do that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she doesn't like me. That's because, I guess women do it too. They go, hey, if he doesn't like me, you don't like me? I'm everything. Yeah, then you end up alone, and just with a bunch of cats and spending all your holidays alone and have a side boyfriend who's got a wife. Or, I don't know, I don't mean to call nobody out. I know somebody watching like, Tim, look, man, I did not tune in for this. I'm saying the Democratic Party is not a good judge of its own character. They ain't about making themselves better. What they are is busy strong-arming Black Americans to be supportive of a party. Now listen, guys, even though this graph is horrible and it's no excuse, right? It's no excuse why that has to be so damn high. It's no excuse. But I'm not happy until I start seeing Black Americans. Because I'm pretty sure this would be even higher if it wasn't for Black women falling in line with the Democratic Party. And then Black men as well. So Black women are the top, at the tippy top of falling for the BS. And then came Black men. They're number 2. So we all have a responsibility here. Other groups don't put all their trust in the Democrats. They know better. And until I can get Black America to feel the same way, where they're at least as worried of Democrats as Latinos are, or as Asians are. I mean, they're also swing voters. They pick and choose when they, you never know what the Asians are going to do come election time. Same thing with Latinos. With Black people, you can always bet on Black. That has to change, fam. It really does. We got to get out of that mindset because that mindset is not good for us. You can see what's happening to the party. The party's going down the toilet. Now, you got to ask yourself, I hope you would ask yourself, why is it that other groups have left them? Why have other groups tapered off so drastically? Why has the unapproval rating risen? And then ask yourself, why are you stuck around? Oh, because you're the smart one. Why are you falling for the BS? Why you let Biden talk down to you? Why you let Obama talk shit to you? What's that about? You ever apologize for that shit? Telling Black people, I ain't the president of Black America, I'm the president of America. Did Kamala say that? I mean, did Trump say that to MAGA? I'm not the president of whatever people. I'm just saying, did he ever apologize for that? Did he ever apologize for pulling pants up, Pookie? I don't think he did. I don't think he had to. Had enough old Negroes going, you be quiet, he the good guy, he the president. Look at all he got to put up with. Look what all he had to go through. That Pierre, the comedian Pierre, that's him and Ari Spears. That's how they talk. Whenever I criticized Obama, it'd be Ari Spears' dumbass. Look at all he been up against. Why we can't stick together? Why we can't stick together and support the black brother? He going up against all this. We shouldn't do him like that. But guys, man, sit your goofy ass down. That's why Zoe had to put his hands on you, because you dumb, bro. All that support we gave Barack Obama, what did he give us? He gave us, we could look at our kids, and our kids can look at us, they can say, I could be a corrupt Negro too one day if I want to and be president and sell out black people. Yeah, I'm coming in hot, Johnson. I'm coming in hot. We're starting off with gangbusters. Decided not to slow walk it tonight. Decided to go for big air and start knocking people the hell out right off the top. Eric Spears is a moron and Pierre is an idiot. And those are the nicest things I can think to say about them. Those are actually the better things I could say. Defending the president like he needs your damn defense. He's supposed to be defending you, by the way. That's his job. He worked for us. He's supposed to be like, he don't need you. He was the most powerful man in the universe. And here you go defending him. I gotta defend him. I gotta put him before black people. That's stupid. Anyway, I just thought I'd share with that. Share that with all you Democrats that watch, all 6 of you. I don't get a lot of Democrats watching this show. Some of them would rather stand in front of a tractor trailer. I get it. I'm tough. You know what I'm saying? I don't play games. All right, so let's move on, man. We got a couple stories we want to get to. That's just the opener for us. Let people know what to expect. Make sure they want to stick around. I want to shout out my people. Let me run the VIP list real quick. VIPs. What's up, VIPs? Thank you for supporting the Tim Black Show. Thank you for being a VIP member of the show. If you'd like to become one because you want great content, and also make sure that this flagship program sticks around, go to jointimblack.com. You can also go to Patreon and find me at Tim's Take Live. Patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. That'd be another place. That would be a good idea. I mean, because what we do here, I think is different. I know it's different, and that's on purpose. So, with that, my people, our goal tonight is 400 likes. I know we can do it because we are people that can do if we want to do. Just like America can do what it wants to do if it wants to do it. If America wanted to end poverty, it would, it could do it right now. If it wanted to end every child that's living under the poverty line, it could do it in the blink of an eye, quickly, no problem at all. Less than funding Ukraine. Problem solved. If America wanted to end homelessness, not across the globe, but just in America, chump change. Less money than we sent to Israel. Less money. Ending homelessness. We can do it, no problem. Quick, done tomorrow. Wake up, no homelessness. If that's what we wanted to do. Maybe it'd take 2 weeks just because of logistics. But we could get it done, bam, just like that. Like a Mike Tyson uppercut you didn't see coming. Good night. Say goodbye to homelessness. It's a choice. We choose to have homeless people. We choose to not have paid health care. We choose to have poverty. We choose to do these things. All right, folks. Let's get into it. A lot of flack has been coming down. A lot of flack's been coming down about the Democrats and Republicans. The DEI tool. We've been talking a lot about DEI. I'm on this thing, man. I ain't gonna get off this DEI train I'm on, man. I'm running through people with my DEI truths. I don't know what these people are thinking, man. They're thinking that somebody's stupid. You know, numbers are posted. SBA.gov. Go to SBA.gov. Look at the contracts while DEI is in place, black people got what? 1.6? That's the high number. First, I got 1.3. Then I see 1.6. So we can cut. I'll give you the higher number. Black America got a whopping 1.6% of federal contracts. That's under DEI under Biden in 2023. Now, I know that's not that exciting. No, it's not exciting. It's not bragging rights. That's why nobody bragged about it. That's why you didn't hear anybody bragging about it. Because the numbers are so damn low. That's why Kamala couldn't run on what was already done. She had to run on what she said she's going to try to do. Because wasn't shit done. You understand? That's why they needed Mary J. Blige and Rihanna and Eminem and Beyonce and Kelly Rowland and, they needed Steve Harvey to, they needed D.L. Hughley to go around insulting people, and they needed Luke Campbell. Well, nobody needs Luke Campbell to do that. He just did that. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was doing. Why you do that, Luke? It's unnecessary. You know you ain't going to be able to help her win or lose. Come on, Luke. You knew better? Damn. Now you hate me. I don't hate you, brother. You was just super wrong. Like, you were so wrong. You were so wrong, bro. It's like, that sister that's suing like Uber because my man had a coupe and she weighed like 500 pounds, no bullshit, about 500 pounds, and he didn't want to try to put her in his car because she too damn big. Like, and she's suing him because she fat. That's wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's how wrong you was, Luke. But I love you, bro. I don't know what's going on, man. I think people, man, they can't take the internet now. Now it's these arguments with Tariq Nasheed and FBA and all this stuff, man. It's just unnecessary, man. We need to do a ceasefire on all this shit. We do. I see Willie D putting out videos. He's going crazy. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? Why am I talking about this? Because the point is this, man. This DEI thing, I ain't going to start talking about the DEI pushback because I'm tired of the nonsense. Why black people were upset about a program ending that wasn't helping us to begin with. That's all I'm saying. Now, I know people upset that tell me that he's rolling back civil rights. Okay, let's talk about the civil rights thing. Don't talk to me about DEI. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't hear that shit. Because once I did the research on that and saw how little it impacted us in a positive way, in fact, it may have impacted us in a negative way. Because if we only got 1.6 under that program, what was the rest of the folks getting? That's all I'm saying. So anyway, here goes a clip I'd like to share with you. With my good friend Donna Brazile, just joking, not my friend. She gave me palm tree level shade last time I saw her. It's like, damn. Mother.
Former DNC Chair Donna Brazile, former RNC Chair and Trump White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus. Thank you both for joining us this morning. Donna, let me begin with you. That call from President Trump blaming the crash perhaps on diversity initiatives was echoed by other members of his cabinet. Your reaction?
Well, as you well know, George, politics has no place whatsoever at a crash scene, especially this tragedy. At a time like this, we want a president to help us mourn and grieve, to show compassion, to comfort those who are right now just trying to figure things out.
Yeah, we don't want nobody to talk about what caused the crash. Last thing we want is people talking about what happened. Why would we want to know how it happened? Yeah, why would we be concerned with causes? Just had one of the most horrific plane crashes. That's 50 years, right? And you don't want them to talk about, like, what may have caused it? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think Trump should have said DEI in this conversation at all if he wasn't going to be very specific. Because all it does is open up a lane for Donna Brazile and other Democrats to come out here and say he meant black. But his ass did not mean black. Hell, man, only like 3% of people in aviation are black. Okay, so there ain't no black people in aviation like that. I think it's like 2%. And by the way, when you watch TV and you see Denzel flying planes and shit, that's Hollywood. And when you see, you know, for the record, when you watch the movie and you see black professionals and all these jobs, every other movie has a black person leading a law firm or black woman working at the top of a law firm or top position or whatever. Be recognized that's Hollywood. They wanted to do that because they like giving a facade of inclusion for black Americans. But that's bullshit. Only like 2% of male doctors are black. Only 2% of female lawyers are black women. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all bullshit. So when Trump said DEI, he wasn't talking about you in relation to aviation, because there's not enough of us in it. Everything is not black versus white. And there's some things that are black versus white. Okay? That time Mike Tyson knocked out that white boy, he beat the shit up. That was black versus white. Okay? Paul McCartney, Michael Jackson, Ebony Ivory, black versus white. There are a lot of things black versus white, but not this. Okay? Not this at all. And also, let me also say this. I watched the entire press conference. I'm betting 98% of people that talk about this issue, about the press conference after the crash, the DC crash of the airliner versus the Black Hawk helicopter, they didn't watch the entire press conference. Trump distinctly said he felt the problem was the Black Hawk helicopter pilot. Now, I don't know if the person who was flying it was trans. I don't know. But that's what he said. He talked for 45 minutes, and anybody knows Trump know he only about 15% of what he says is germane to the conversation. The rest is just him spitballing and freestyling. He go up once he looks away at his teleprompter, he liable to say anything. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. But what I'm saying is, he distinctly said he felt it was the helicopter pilot that was in error. He thought it was a line of sight. You should have been able to see that airliner in front of you. So he mentioned DEI throughout his speech. He did not blame the crash on DEI. He did say, you don't know. I'm not ruling it out, but I have no way to say it was. But of course, being the Democratic Party and being the party that it is, and being the corporate media that we have, they ain't going to shoot it straight. They have never been honest about Trump, nothing about what he says, and will ever keep it real. And we will always have morons that listen to TV news and believe it verbatim, who are lazy as hell. They have a computer in their hands and won't look up and listen to the speech for themselves. That's why for 10 years, I got the same people thinking Trump said Nazis are good people, because they are lazy. They've been lied to for 10 years. And then when they find out they've been lied to, they go, oh, well, he's still bad. Because that's how bad their brains are. They have brain rot. Okay? Okay? That's what it is, it's brain rot. They have been infected by a disease given to them by corporate media. It does not mean Trump's a good guy. It means that the media is garbage. It does not mean he's a saint. It does not mean he is Saint Trump. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. He is not a saint. Okay? But our media is much worse, and the Democratic Party is worse than Trump. Okay? Worse. But I'm going to go back to this. Let's go back. Let's listen to Donna Brazile. But also, let me say, it was very refreshing to hear a president be as direct as Trump was, and to speak about a crash and talk like a person, like a human being, unlike Biden. We just had a corpse as a president who would come out and say nothing. Zero. Bunch of bullshit. So I still enjoyed Trump's press conference on regarding the crash much more than I'm sure I would have enjoyed. And as far as enjoy, felt that the sentiments were real. And other than him throwing in the DEI shit, a couple petty shots at Biden I didn't think were necessary. Other than those two things, it was good. Donna Brazile will never say that. She can't. Impossible. She's an operative and has been one her entire political life. Donna Brazile is such a good liar. She trains other politicians on how to lie. She's the politician whisperer. Let's keep going.
When I heard the president, after just a few words where he talked about unity, and then he started to pivot to politics, to laying this on President Obama, President Biden, and then, of course, the real appalling insult on DEI, diversity, which includes every American, women, minorities, people with disabilities.
Then why do y'all act like he's talking about black people? Why is all of this seem like it's focused on black people and against white people? Why does Al want us to boycott Walmart and Target then? Why is B, what's her name, B something? Why are they trying to make us stop buying her shit? Why, if this is against everybody? If cutting DEI policies is a slight to the entire country, why do we need it? Look, listen, man. If everybody gets a gold star, let's stop giving out gold stars. I don't understand it. Like, I'm serious. If everybody gets a gold star, how does this help anybody? And if you take it away, how does it hurt anybody? If everybody is, okay, we're not going to boost anyone. We were boosting everyone. Now let's stop boosting everyone. Let's boost no one. Okay, if that's the case, how does that hurt us or help us? If you were boosting everyone, is this making any sense? Is this coming through? Is this ringing true? You understand what I'm saying? If the program was helping everyone, and if you stop the program, it helps no one. Why is corporate America and the Democrats so invested on making black people be the face of fighting this thing? What are we, your puppy dogs? You attack dogs? Arr. That's what they want us to be. They want us to be attack dogs, Johnson. That's what you are. You are their beast of burden. You will forever be their cotton pickers. Explain it to me. Somebody break it down for me. Make it so I can understand. Make it very basic. Go ahead and throw a rock and hit one of these. Throw a rock and hit one of these liberal Democrats, and have them explain it to me. Why should I give a shit about a program that didn't benefit us, that benefited the entire country, and when we're the ones on the bottom? Why should I give a shit about that program going away if we weren't really benefiting? Now to say it, if somebody come to my house, I should get them the hell out. But if somebody come to everybody's house, shouldn't everybody go get them? Or just say, hey, we got an open house one day a week. I don't know. I'm just saying, because I'm trying to understand what the argument has been. Don't make sense. It helps everybody. How do you help everybody? If this is what the policy has been under Biden for the last 4 years, why was inflation so high? Maybe because he was helping everybody. I don't know. So you mean to tell me for the last 4 years, these DI processes have been in place, right? Why was the country in the shitter then? Why were we circling the bowl for 4 years? If that's the case, I'm just asking, Johnson, if these policies were great and they helped us, all of us, why were all of us eating hot dogs with no buns for the last one? I'm trying to understand, Johnson. You understand what I'm saying? You get what I'm going from? Well, I'm going here with this. Think. Use your brain for something than holding up a hat. Use your head for something besides combing your. I don't get it.
Veterans. It was just a low moment again for President Trump, but we need to remember right now that a full investigation is underway. They're still recovering bodies, and our gratitude goes to the men and women who are out there on that icy Potomac still trying to recover so that we can get all of the facts together. And the best and the brightest. This is not an attack on the American. To ensure that no American is ever left behind, that we enlarge the pool of qualified individuals to work in and out of government, in the private sector. DEI is a tool that enables the government or corporations or individuals to open the door, to remove barriers, to bring in the best and the brightest. This is not an attack on the American people.
Here's the deal.
This is an opportunity for every American to participate in the greatness of our great, wonderful nation. It is not about discrimination, but when you target people, when you say that people, simply because of the way they look or how they walk or who they love, are not qualified to do the jobs, it is not true. And look.
That's why they're not qualified, because of the way they look. That's why they're not qualified. I'm not sure if that's the reason why. I'm not sure that's the reason why, Johnson. I thought they were not qualified. If you're not qualified, I thought it was another reason. Like some people are not qualified. You know? When you're not qualified, I don't know. Anybody not qualified, is it because of their color? That's why they're not qualified? Can some people be not unqualified because they're unqualified? I'm just saying, Johnson. I don't know. Can everybody hear the show? Is everybody good? Is everybody okay? Dub Glory? Yeah, I don't know. So Donna Brazil is upset. She says that people aren't qualified. I wonder what, I don't know. She says people are being called unqualified because of the way they look.
50, 60 years, the American people have really worked hard to ensure that no American is ever left behind, that we enlarge the pool of qualified individuals to work in and out of government, in the private sector. DEI is a tool that enables the government or corporations or individuals to open the door, to remove barriers, to bring in the best and the brightest. This is not an attack on the American people.
Here's the deal.
This is an opportunity for every American to participate in the great.
I don't get it, Johnson. Who does DEI help? It helps bring in the best people. How? How?
Greatness of our great, wonderful nation. It is not about discrimination, but when you target people, when you say that people, simply because of the way they look or how they walk or who they love, are not qualified to do the jobs, it is not true. And
she said because of how they walk or how they love. I think I know what you're talking about. It depends on the job, you know? It depends on the person and it depends on the job. That's one of the worst things about doing this, man, is that there are some points that are valid. Like if you're getting discriminated against, I'm against discrimination. I am. I think most people should be. Most people, that makes sense. If you're watching my show and you consider yourself a supporter of my show, I would hope that you would be against discrimination. Okay? Particularly racial discrimination, that because like I'm a black guy, so that would make sense. That you watch black people. That's crazy. Like racists probably couldn't watch the show. But there's other types of discrimination. Left-hand discrimination. There's all kinds of discrimination I'm imagining. Jesus Christ. But yeah. I'm trying to understand, Johnson, what she means. Some things are true. Some things are right. And I agree with some things. Like, yeah, we should not. Okay. Let me say this. Some of this is because of what people said about Kamala Harris. People are still trading on the Kamala Harris loss. The Democrats are still butthurt because we didn't accept Kamala as to be the next president. You know that's what it is, right? I mean, that's really what it is. The Democrats are still stinging over the laws they took. Kamala Harris should have never been vice president, let alone the president. I don't know what bullshit. Like you could make up in your mind any scenario you want, but at the end of the day, Kamala Harris wasn't popular enough to win her own state. That's really why she dropped out of the race in 2020. So, bearing that in mind, the fact that she was unable to become president should not shock anyone. And when you tell people, I'm gonna hire a black woman, and then you go hire a black woman, they could say, it seems like you only did this because she was black, because she was a black woman, because you said it. Now, you and I know she ain't a black woman. Because she is Indian Asian woman whose father's from Jamaica. But since she got brown skin, everybody says she a black woman and she DEI. It was also because she sucked. Right now, CBS has got a lawsuit because of Donald Trump suing them over them doctoring a video interview with Kamala Harris where they tried to make her look better than she was. Where they cooked the books, they cooked the tape so she would sound coherent when she's not. To answer basic questions. She was a horrible candidate, a horrible campaigner when you consider these things. But the Democrats are so butthurt that people called her a DEI hire. Well, they could have just said, look, it wasn't just DEI. Yes, if she was that brown skinned and female, I don't think Biden would have chosen her. I don't know why Democrats would have lied when they know that's the case. But the other side of it is, she was also chosen because of political reasons. She was chosen because without black women being fully on board with Joe Biden, he would never have had a chance to win. Okay? Black women strong-armed the Democratic Party. Democratic Party, they were like, look, you put Obama in there, a black woman better be coming soon. And that's what they did. But that's not just DEI, that's also politics. Biden did that as a selfish reason. He did it for his own intentions. Not just DEI is not for your own intentions. In my understanding of DEI is not for your own personal gain. That's why he did it. Not to adhere to some thing, but also that's part of it, but it was more like, I want to appease these voters who are going to come out and vote for me, and they want to see a black woman on the ticket. That's called politics. Politicians do that all the time. That's why Obama went and got Biden. Brown-looking person went and got an old Confederate guy who loved locking up black people. Went and got this older white guy with a sketchy past, when it comes to the blacks and the incarceration rates. Why? What was that? Reverse DEI? Why they go do that? So both sides of this are full of shit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I think it's undeniable that both sides are full of shit. For some reason, some people don't want to accept that. But I want to clear it up for you. So the Democrats are really still pissed off about Kamala losing, and they don't know how to deal with it. So all they're doing is lashing out at this term DEI. Unfortunately, we don't have enough people that are willing to say Kamala deserved to lose because she sucked. She wasn't good enough to beat Trump. I don't think anybody on the Democratic roster was good enough to beat Trump. The Democrats are unpopular. You need to be somewhat popular in order to win if you're running as the party person. Trump is not running as a party person. Anyway, I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk anymore. Shut up, Tim. Let's keep going. Who cares?
Look, this is Black History Month. But Black History Month cannot be celebrated without talking about American history, because it's history we've all made. And that once again, we see an administration that is saying, no, we're not going to have these celebrations anymore. We're not going to acknowledge the pain and suffering, the Holocaust. This is not who we are as Americans. We are bigger than this. We want a country as good as it's promised.
Man, I want us to fix today. Yeah, man, like, look, maybe this is wrong, Maybe you don't agree with this, but I really want us to fix today and the future going forward. That's really what I want. I know it's selfish, but I'm looking at Black America with the wide wealth gap between Black America and white America. I'm looking at the poverty line. I'm looking at incarceration rates. I'm looking at all these things that are happening. Yeah, I'm sharing Black History facts. Follow me on Facebook as Real Tim Black, and on X is Real Tim Black as well. But I want us to really focus on what's going on now and moving Black people forward and up, off the bottom in this country. So yeah, I get it. I get that you want to remember the past, but I don't want to just stay stuck in the past. I want us to look forward to what we're going to do going forward. And that's what it should be. And look, so, and as far as I know, Trump is not issuing any guidance to not have Black History Month. I mean, it is Black History Month. Who gives a shit what the country does? Like, I didn't give a shit if Biden made Juneteenth a holiday. Who really gives a damn? No one cared. It's Black History Month, Donna. Yay! We still on the bottom, Donna. How does that change our material condition in this country? If having Black History Month help Black people get more money, help Black people be more successful as far as being able to feed their families, if it closed the racial wealth gap, wouldn't it already be closed? Obviously, these things, I'm not saying they don't have any impact, but their impact is marginal. Because look at where we are and look at all the shit that's been in place. So why would I be upset about things going away that obviously have not helped us? We need to be talking about the things we need to add to. Not be crying about things going away that are part of the things that aren't working for us. It's not working for us. It ain't working for us. Goofy. It's not. Or we'd already be doing better. A migrant comes into this country. If they keep their nose clean in 5 years, they have more wealth than us. What are you talking about? We need to do this and we need to do that. We need to hold on to this, hold on to that. I can see if it was helping us. You got us holding. It's like we're in a lake. We're in the ocean. Treading water, trying to stay alive, and you want to hold a bunch of suitcases full of toys and trinkets that have nothing to do with us floating. And I'm saying, let's get a boat over here, let's get some life jackets, and you want to want to hold on to these suitcases full of clippings, news clippings that do nothing for us. Now, it's fine if you want to wax poetic and have conversations with your child. I talked to my grandparents about Black history, that's fine. But the Democratic Party needs to be focused on the damn lifeboats. Be focused on the water vest, the life-saving vest. Be focused on that shit. Because all the stuff that you, the NAACP, the Congressional Black Caucus have been focused on hasn't saved us. But that's just too real. That makes too much sense. Which really makes me question how much you guys are really concerned with actually helping Black people. Because how can I have these ideas if you not?
I believe that I agree with some of what Donna just said. I mean,
well, thank you.
A lot of it. I mean, yes, we need to give people opportunities that wouldn't have had opportunities, but we can't give people favoritism. And there's a big difference between giving, a lawyer an opportunity, because people can pick and choose whoever lawyer they want to hire. There are standards for, taking the bar exam, accreditation, and you go interview the lawyer and you hire a lawyer. But it's another thing if you're on an airplane and you have DEI initiatives that may have given preferential preference to someone sitting in a control tower.
That's not
I'm not saying it's true,
that's not how it works.
All I'm saying, Don, is there's a difference between opportunity, which I agree with, and favoritism. That's all we're saying.
Well, I just want to reassure the American people that flying is safe. I've been on airplanes all my adult life.
That got nothing to do with anything. It's the perception. And the Democrats are losing the perception game. You're losing the culture war, the perception game, the messaging game. You're just losing badly. Next. I don't feel bad for them. I think they suck. I'm tired of hearing the nonsense. Their focus is all for us, Black America. We got to move away from it. We got to get out the burning house. The house is on fire. And anybody trying to tell you we need to get in the house, anybody saying we need to throw water on the house is an idiot. We need to get out the house and then go get a new house. We need to build our own new house. You understand what I'm saying? We need to build a new party. This has to end. It must. You can't save it. You shouldn't even want to save it. These people mean you no good. Okay. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Let's keep going, Johnson. Let's talk about these tariffs. Let's talk about it, man. We got to talk about the tariffs, Johnson. Okay, so as you know, well, even if you don't know, let me enlighten you. Donald Trump briskly announced tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China. This was quite news. Here goes a clip about it. Let's talk about it.
Army released the identity of the third crew member aboard that Black Hawk helicopter that collided with an American Airlines flight over the Potomac River this week.
Sorry.
Tonight, the Army released the identity of the third crew member aboard that Black Hawk helicopter that collided with an American Airlines flight over the Potomac River this week. Captain Rebecca Loback, a native of Durham, North Carolina, was 28 years old. 67 people were killed in the crash. Tonight, President Trump, as threatened, has hit most imports from the United States' top 3 trading partners with tariffs of up to 25%. Billions of dollars worth of goods are affected. The Nonpartisan Tax Foundation says tariffs could cost the average American family $830 a year. CBS's Willie James Inman is in West Palm Beach, near where President Trump is spending the weekend. Willie James?
Nancy, good evening to you. President Trump delivering on a key campaign threat, imposing punishing tariffs on Canada, China, and Mexico, a move that economists warn will raise prices for Americans. President Trump throwing the first punch in a fight with America's largest trading partners. Imports from Canada and Mexico will be hit with a tariff of 25%. Imports from China, 10%. The president says the tariffs are a reaction to illegal migration, illicit fentanyl, and trade deficits.
Number one is the people that have poured into our country so horribly and so much. Number two are the drugs, fentanyl, and everything else.
Government data shows over 21,000 pounds of illicit fentanyl was seized at the U.S. southern border during fiscal year 2024. But only 43 pounds of the drug was seized at the Canadian border. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said the country is at a critical moment.
We're ready with a response, a purposeful, forceful, but reasonable, immediate response.
Nearly 30% of all imports to the U.S. come from Canada and Mexico. Experts say prepare for sticker shock on everything from Mexican tequila and avocados to Canadian-supplied car parts, energy, and lumber.
The tariff at the end of the day for Americans, it's a tax. There will be pain for Americans at the gas pump and other places.
The White House also put a 10% tariff on Canadian energy imports. Now, Canada is America's largest supplier of both oil and natural gas. Nancy?
Willie James Inman, thank you. Trade between the U.S. and Canada is big business. And earlier today, I spoke.
Wow. Okay, guys. That's tough stuff. That's tough stuff to swallow. But you know what I realized as I was listening to this clip, I hadn't noticed. It said $830 a year. It will cost the average American $800 a year for these tariffs. And I was thinking, you know what? It's not that much. Nah, because a year. So we're talking about, I don't know, $50, $60, $70 a month, maybe $70 a month. Here's the thing. How much will it be costing Canada and China and Mexico? Particularly Canada and Mexico. How much will they be hurt? I think theirs will be exponentially more. See, the thing about the tariffs, it's not supposed to be long term. It's supposed to be a bargaining chip to get people to do what you wanted to do, who wouldn't do what you wanted if you asked. So if you just ask them to do something, they don't want to do it. So now Trump is trying to give them incentives to do it, whatever it is. Now, to be fair, let's listen to a clip where Trump explains why the tariffs need to happen.
And do tonight to force.
What the hell? Let me see if I got another version of that clip. Let me see here. Okay, here we go.
Anything China, Canada, and Mexico can do tonight to forestall your implementation of tariffs tomorrow?
No, nothing. Not right now, no.
Not a negotiating tool?
No, it's not. No, it's a pure economic. We have big deficits with, as you know, with all three.
Oh shit, he just blew my theory out the water. I'm thinking it's a bargaining chip. He said, no, it's just purely economic. No. We need the money. They got the money we needed. Let's see.
And in one case, they're sending massive amounts of fentanyl, killing hundreds of thousands of people a year with the fentanyl. And in the other two cases, they're making it possible for this poison to get in, number one. And number two, we have big deficits, and it's something we're doing. And we'll possibly very substantially increase it or not. We'll see how it is. But it's a lot of money coming to the United States. As you know, we have about a $200 billion deficit with Canada, getting close to $200 billion. They've treated us very unfairly. And I say, why should we be subsidizing Canada? It's wonderful. I have so many friends in Canada. It's a great place.
Is there a concession
But
you're looking for, sir?
no, we're not looking for a concession. And we'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens. And with Mexico, it's the same thing. We have a $250 billion deficit, and we have a lot of people coming into the border, and now we've largely stopped that, but we've stopped that ourselves. I think they've done a fantastic job. You've seen the numbers, they've dropped to almost zero. But we've suffered under the past administration for years and years. We've suffered with millions of criminals coming into our country. Criminals, people from jails from all over the world. They come through Mexico and they come through Canada too. A lot of them come through Canada, and a lot of fentanyl comes through Canada. And China makes the fentanyl. You know, China makes the fentanyl, gives it to Mexico, puts it through Canada, puts it through different places, mostly Mexico, but also a lot through Canada. And so all three haven't treated us very well.
Mr. President, will tomorrow's tariffs include oil?
What?
Will tomorrow's tariffs be inclusive of Canadian crude?
I'm probably going to reduce the tariff a little bit on that. We think we're going to bring it down to 10% on the oil. So it's 25% on the Canada side.
Mr. President, are these tariffs stacking on top of already existing tariffs? Or
Yes,
this will be the
on top of whatever may be existing. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, Johnson. Okay. Okay. Sounds like somebody means business. Why is it that I don't hear anybody talk about the $200 billion deficit? Is he lying about the $200 billion deficit he says we have with Canada? Never heard anybody push back. Never heard anybody say he's lying. They just say he's bad. What he's doing is wrong. But I haven't heard anybody say he's incorrect about the deficit. What about the $250 billion deficit with Mexico? Once again, I hear people demonize them, call them all types of names, saying how crazy this is, how much it's going to cost America. But anybody talk about, is this right or wrong? Like, are the numbers correct or are the numbers wrong? It's kind of important to know if Canada and Mexico have been taking advantage of us. If so, would it benefit us for them not to be able to do that? Is it worth taxing them in order to get our money back? I don't know. I'm just thinking. Why would America not want to get our money? Why would it not be a good idea? I also saw where a couple Canadian companies are talking about moving to America because, well, this is what the shoppers are. And instead of raising their prices, they rather just move their production to America because that makes more sense. Couple food brands. Yeah, they're like, hey, well, we were thinking about coming to America anyway because that's where the bulk of our sales come from. So why don't we just set up shop in America, help create more American jobs, and make profits and not have to worry about the tariff? Does that change anybody's opinion about this? Now, of course not. Orange Man Trump bad. Not saying he's not bad. I'm saying, is this idea good or bad? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I know. People say it's going to be bad because it backfires. There's actually some people that are rooting for it to backfire. They think that would be good. They think it would be good. And I think it's funny that we got people saying that. Yeah, we got some, I don't know, liberal, progressive type people who are like, yeah, I hope that Canada and Mexico sticks it to us. That just goes to show you how much of class solidarity there is not in this country. Yeah, only people with money would think it's good for America, poor Americans without money, to be crushed financially by a tariff against another country that's taking advantage of us monetarily. You know what I'm saying? Only the most out-of-touch, bubble-living, progressive, liberal, mostly white people, or dumb young people who don't really have bills, obviously, or responsibilities, obviously, would be like, yay, stick it to America. And they live in America, they are Americans. And they are rooting for their own demise. I guess you got to have kids to feel differently, you know? Yo, it's a turf. It's not like the bubonic plague. It's not like sending lightning rods to destroy their country. It's not dropping a bomb on them. He's charged them attacks on stuff they want to make money on. Canada's not a third world country. Neither is Mexico. So these people that are cheering, like, down with America, hope America suffers, like, you know who's going to suffer? It's going to be poor Americans. The lower class Americans who have less disposable income are going to be the ones that feel this. Not the rich Republicans you hate. No, not them. Or even the rich Democrats you may hate. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people going to feel the pain. Why would you root for that? Yeah, I wonder how many Mexicans are in Mexico rooting for tariffs on their own country going, yeah, this is good. This will teach us. It's kind of loopy. I try to tell y'all, man, when people talk a lot about civil war, I think they got it wrong. There will be no civil war in America between blacks and whites. This is bullshit. This is just how the Democrats are able to keep Negroes, to keep ninjas on their plantation. This is how Republicans are able to keep the whites on the poor whites on their plantation. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the real war will be a class war. That's what it's going to be. Because the poor people are going to be hit with like tariffs, and they'll really be counting their pennies and dimes. The people that got to look at the cash register, they got to look into the ashtray in their cars that they no longer use. Hell, they don't even have ashtrays anymore. What do you think they do? When I was coming up, they had ashtrays in cars. I remember being in a car in the back seat of a car one time. We're in Georgetown, me and my friends, and that ashtray came in handy because we were able to remove that ashtray, drop that small bag of weed into the door, and when the dogs came, they couldn't smell it. This was great. They couldn't find it by sight. So ashtrays in cars used to be very beneficial. But back to what we were talking about. Yeah, there are people that are rooting for tariffs on America who are Americans who've never had to look in the ashtray for change to make the gas, to put gas in the car, to make it home from work. Those are the people that are rooting for this shit. So that's why I say it's possible if we have a civil war, it'll be that. It'll be the haves and the have-nots. You know, it'll be the people with their heads in the clouds. You know, who root for dumb shit, who don't get it, who complain about DEI but don't complain about the gross income inequality, the gross wage disparity, wealth disparities. You know, like the total out of whack black family, a dime to 15 cents for every dollar a white family has. But they want to argue about a program going away that gave something to everybody. As if that helped us. It doesn't. So, yeah. I'm not saying the tariffs are a good idea. I'm saying no one's produced me with information that says, why the hell Canada get to have a surplus or owe us money, man? Why we got a deficit with Canada? What's wrong with them? Seem to be doing just fine up there with Trudeau. Why are we carrying water for their asses? I don't get that. Why are we carrying water for Mexico? Mexico president sit back kind of like a scathing reply, like, look, fuck you, Trump. You know, basically. We don't want problems on each other's borders, but, you know, we do our thing, you do your thing. You need to be fixing up your own country instead of worrying about us. But if you got a deficit with us, why don't you try and clear the books? Once again, this is based on Trump's words. If there is no deficit, Well, that will change my conversation, my commentary on this. But where I come from, if people owe you money, they pay you. Or they're not friends. And if we're not friends, run me my money. Get what I'm saying? Just a thought. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This is the Tim Black Show, man. Give it up for that. Can we get they're selling our own stuff back to us manufactured. That's true. That's true, Johnson. Just so we don't have to pay Americans to build it. Man, there's got to be some changes, Johnson. Like, this whole thing is crooked. You know what I'm saying? It's shambles. It's shambles. But unlike some people, I'm not going to just automatically jump onto America's garbage. And like, you know, I'm not going to be on that. I want facts first. I know America does horrible things. I know. But Canada is no saint. Mexico is no saint. Like, let's not get it twisted. I know we say America, the evil. Yeah, okay. What's Canada and Mexico? How nice are they? All right, so that's all. I'm withholding judgment. But yeah, your point is well taken, my brother. Yeah. Yeah. Well then, let's get some of those companies in America producing their goods and employ more Americans. Let's do that. We need that. AI can't do everything. Okay? So anyway, we got tariffs in Canada. Anything else on tariffs? Let's go to immigration. Immigration for $300. All right, so on this channel, we've been bold enough to cover the immigration situation. I understand that there are people who were former friends. Friends a stretch. Some people I used to know the Progressive Alliance, they disagree with my stance on immigration. They tend to believe black people should just let things stay the way they are. Some of them are even black. It's kind of goofy. Are they black Americans, though? You see, that kind of shows how they might feel the way they feel. Listen, man, I'm not demonizing immigrants. The policies of the U.S. government have put us where we are, not the people. Okay? It's the policy. So that's where my real beef lies. But in that conversation about immigration, I want to bring up a couple things. One of the things is that once upon a time, the way I talk about immigration is the way others talked about immigration. When I was talking about immigration, and I was like, it's illegal. Nobody's illegal. I used to say stuff like that. I was wrong. I didn't know what I was talking about. I was indoctrinated into the idea, help everybody. Yeah, we need to help everybody. You have no idea how many times I've had a talk with my dad. Like, damn, I didn't get it. I mean, since he's passed on. He used to tell me about his field was construction and how when he came in and he started doing construction in the 70s, it was a job a lot of black men had. A black man could get incarcerated, come out, and build a life with his family productively. Black men coming home from Vietnam, for instance. They come home and then they can find a job in construction. That changed in the 80s. And I didn't understand what he was saying, and I was so on this bullshit. You know, I was on this, we need to help everybody. These people just want a better life. And I didn't know I had a better life all because of him. That's why I was talking that shit, because of what he had provided. And that there were a lot of Americans who didn't have what I had. And I thought I didn't have it well. I'm thinking, you know, we shop at thrift stores. You know, like, that was my childhood. We didn't have a lot. But we had enough. I didn't miss many meals. So I say all this to say, I changed my tune on immigration because I got new information. And that's what someone should do. When you get information, it's fine to change your situation. It's fine to change how you feel. You don't have to stick with something because the group does. Through life, if you just come through life, I think, you have one way of looking at life. If that never changes, even when the complexion, the environment, your knowledge level, everything changes, but your beliefs stay the same, you haven't grown. I've grown. I think I've grown for the better. Immigration is a problem. It's not just a talking point of the right. If you're a black person, seeing what's going on with America, seeing what's going on with your people, the group that you've been put in, if you want things to continue the way they are, how are things going to get better if they continue the way they are? Things being the way they are is what's got us here. So why would you ever argue that we need to keep things the way they are? That we should stay with open border shit that Biden did? Why would you argue that? It doesn't make sense. So anyway, so now that things have heated up and sort of front burner, it's big time talk about it now because, well, Donald Trump is doing what people call mass deportations, which is a drop in the bucket compared to what Biden was doing. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that? You didn't know that Biden was deporting mofos? Yeah, he let a lot of people in, but he kicked out a whole lot of people. So his kickouts were nowhere near as close to his imports, but he did a lot of deporting. Here goes some facts.
Biden deported more migrants last year than Donald Trump ever did during his first term. Despite portraying themselves as the party of compassion and human rights on this issue, figures published yesterday showed that Biden had the highest number of deportations since 2014, which was under Obama. Last fiscal year, Biden deported more than 270,000 migrants, more than any single year under Trump. However, even Biden's record number does not come close to Obama in 2012, when he forcibly deported 400,000 in 1 year. The deporter-in-chief surpassed everyone by a huge margin, only for liberals to feign outrage about kids in cages under Trump.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do, Johnson. That's what it is. In fact, no one told me this Tom Homan, the borders are. Guess where he cut his teeth? Working for Obama. Yeah, he wasn't working at Gitmo. No, he wasn't working in the Nazi Germany. He was working right here for the most popular Democratic president in the last 100 years. I guess 100, I don't know, 50, 60 years? Yeah. That's where he was at. That was his main guy. That was his go-to guy. Tom Harmon was Obama's guy. Okay? So, it's kind of weird now, isn't it? I thought Obama was great. Now, back in the day, when we were hearing about this stuff about Obama being the deporter-in-chief, I thought that was a bad thing. That's because I wasn't thinking black first. I was thinking everybody first, even people who aren't Americans. I no longer think that way because that's the type of thought that has black people 40% of the homeless rate, 50% of homeless families. It's sitting on the bottom in every category that's good and at the top of every category that's bad. That benevolent, soft, compliant, hyper-Christian, whatever mindset is part of why we are where we are. Also being sold the hell out by our so-called installed black misleadership class. So the confluence of people like Al Sharpton, Reverend Jesse Jackson, media liars like Roland Martin, Democratic Shields, the Joy Reids, the Roland Martins, others who wish to be in the soup kitchen of the Democratic Party. They have put us where we are, and where we are is not a good place, Johnson. Not at all. Then I was looking at this clip. I'm going through this stuff. I was like, well,
I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes, and you have to try to learn English, and you have to wait in line.
Yeah, gotta learn English and wait in line. Man, that's crazy talk, man. That's so inhumane to make people wait in line to come into your country. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to become of us. But I'm going to keep advocating for Black America and ignoring the dumb shit that I hear from people that are virtue signaling. You know, here's the thing, guys. We ain't going to be able to get off the bottom in this country that we built for free against our will by virtue signaling with people that don't have the same plight. Yeah, those very nice progressives who mean so much well for everyone. They're not 40% of the homeless rate. They're not the ones incarcerated 4 times higher rates. They're not the ones suffering these plights. They're just not. So if you got here's the deal. You can be nice, you know, when you're standing there and you don't have a Kia sitting on your foot. See, Black America has a Kia, a fucking Kia parked on our feet. And we're standing next to nice white guys and nice white women in progressive media and some nice Black people that are very obedient puppy dogs to those nice white guys and white women, hoping for opportunity. And they don't have a car sitting on their feet. They want to avoid that. And the nice white progressives without a car sitting on their feet have nice things to say. It is only natural for the Black people with the car sitting on their feet to have a little slight difference of perspective. You know, I think it was Mike Tyson. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. I don't know if that was Mike, but I love that expression. Yeah, everybody's got a different plan. They got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Everybody has a different plan until they're the ones under fire. They're the ones suffering. I'm just more thoroughly connected with that suffering. You think I'm the only Black person in media, in independent media, who was formerly on the left? It's a lot of us. But a lot of them stayed there. Inside, they know I'm right. They're just pussies. And that's they just are. Because the amount of Black people I had write me that put me up on game, the amount of Black people, am I the only Black person that had Black Americans reach out to them and tell them, what the hell are you talking about? I know people tell them. That's what I'm saying. And they are not listening to their own people say, we are struggling in our city. We have been bombarded. We are going through hell. Things are not safe. Things are not well. Why are you saying this? Why are you betraying your own people on this bullshit? For what? It is for money. It can't be because they want to do a good job. They think they're doing the right thing. How could you think you're doing the right thing when all indicators point to you not doing the right thing? And all I'm saying, guys, is if you have a different experience, maybe you didn't have a dad who was in an industry where Black people got run the fuck out of. Maybe you haven't. My dad had no reason to lie to me. He worked in construction. He worked the same business, the same job in construction for a very long time. He had no reason to lie to me. Maybe you haven't had that experience, but I have. But I'm telling you, it's Black America. The Kia example doesn't go far enough. We've had a semi-truck sitting on our backs for the last 60 years. And if you think the best way to deal with that is to continue to do what we've been doing and continue to vote the way we've been voting, you're a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like you dumb as hell. You should not even have a show. And I know I can't control that, but you should not. Nobody should ever listen to you do anything. Real talk. The only thing I will add, though, is I don't think the true way to prepare is just this. I do not believe for a second that if we deport every illegal person, I don't think that's going to change the position of Black people right away. It won't. It will not. We need other things to happen as well. We need job programs. Let's fight for that too. Let's fight for those job programs. Let's fight for better education. Education system in the inner cities where predominantly Black people live is worse than it should be, and we all know that. I had a scholar on my show, Dr. I want to say Muhammad. Abdul. Dr. Abdul came on my show. He broke it down about the education system. So we need improvements on several fronts. I'm not saying this is a one shot and we win. All we need to do is give it to people that are illegally in the country, and all of a sudden Black people get off the bottom and we're no longer 40% of homeless people. We're not incarcerated at the same rates. I'm not saying that. That would be foolish. And it would also be dishonest. But what I am saying is that it helps. And these other pieces also need to be put in place. I don't see those things happening under the Democrats. They want universal policies that help everyone. They want DEI. We wasted our time talking about DEI. No actual chance of reversing that shit. You know that, right? Unless you can prove it was unconstitutional. Or what grounds? Why are we talking about those jobs programs? Why aren't we hitting Trump about that? Anyway, that's what I'm on, Johnson. That's what I'm on. I was wondering, Jasmine Crockett. Your friend Jasmine Crockett's been doing a lot of talking. And damn it, I don't have it right now, but you know what? I'm going to grab it. We're going to come back. We're going to do Jasmine Crockett. Then we got a panel on MSNBC, CNN panel that we got to get to, guys. Don't change the channel. Well, don't change your internet connection. Stay put. I'll be right back in about 3 minutes with those contacts. Right here on the Tim Black Show.
Most news shows are suspect. They don't focus on Black issues, and when they do, it's all fluff. How does that help your life? How does that help your family? How does that help the culture? They don't. The Tim Black Show is different. Tim Black gives you news for people who can't stand the news. Real, authentic, researched, entertaining, on point. Don't let nobody take your cornbread. Visit www.timblacktv.com today. Get Black breaking news, politics, culture from someone you can trust. timblacktv.com. Join us today.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to timblacktv.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
If you are not a member of the Tim Black Show, become a member. Yeah, go ahead and become a member, man. You right here at the door of becoming a member of the Tim Black Show. Go ahead and do it. Go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Become a member. Buy me 1 cup of coffee a month. And we good. We good. I'll shut up after that. Okay? I'll shut up and roast these Democrats after that. We'll get to the truth of this. All right, we're back to the show. Thank you, guys. Wow, everybody didn't leave, but some did. Goodness gracious, 30 seconds? Well, 2 minutes. All right, guys. Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett, okay. Okay, just because I don't like Jasmine Crockett, because I can see through her shenanigans for what they are, self-serving, grandstanding, patronizing performances, meant to do nothing more than to create limelight for herself and very little to do with actually furthering the needs of Black Americans. So I got my own reasons. But, of course, that doesn't stop other people from really liking her. Let's listen to a couple of her recent rants that went really well for the Democrats. I actually think the Democrats like the minstrel show shit. And I ain't saying Black people do that crazy shit. But let's listen to her and then counter some of the stuff she says. Here she is talking about, I don't know, stuff.
Let me move to the fact that you are also a member of the Judiciary Committee, and since Donald Trump took office, multiple top FBI officials and federal prosecutors who all worked on January 6 cases, they're out of a job. And now the DOJ wants names of those who worked on the Trump or January 6 investigations for possible firing. What do you make of this apparent cleansing?
Cleansing? Hey, that's an awful. When I hear cleansing, I'm thinking about, I don't know, Israel, Gaza, Palestinians. I'm thinking about what the whites did to the Native Americans, the indigenous people. Cleansing, Jesus. Such heavy-handed rhetoric for firing motherfuckers. You don't think it's a little over the top to say cleansing? Jesus Christ. I'm sure Jasmine Crockett's not going to go with this, is she? I mean, not having a job anymore is not the same thing as getting ethnically cleansed, is it? Let's see.
What do you make of this apparent cleansing?
I mean, you just called it what it is. It's a cleansing. I mean, listen, when Democrats got out there and we said that our democracy was really at risk, people were like, oh, Democrats, you're out there, you're gaslighting.
So let me get this right. A president who does not want certain people in his cabinet, that's cleansing? Why does that seem crazy? Like if you thought people wanted to try to prosecute you and put you in jail, would you want them working for you? I mean, this is stupid. Hey, man. Hey. Jasmine Crockett's an idiot. She just is. You could be an idiot and have a degree. You could be an idiot and have several degrees. She thinks, and worse than that, she thinks you're stupid. Look, man, if somebody tried to trip me going down the stairs, I wouldn't want them to work for me. They try to take his freedom from him. And you think he should have them still, like he would have to have those people be employed and work. Like they are already proven that they don't F with him. I mean, what would have to happen to make you not want somebody to work for you? You know, like what else would you need them to prove? I mean, they tried to get him locked away. Why would you want? I just think it's only natural not to want them. Like, did he say he's going to bomb their houses? He's not going to drone strike them, right? We're like, what are we talking about? You're not obligated to have a job working for the government. Nobody is obligated to keep a job. Right? Right? This is crazy talk. If somebody fire your ass tomorrow, nobody's doing no marches for you. It's not the end of democracy if you lost your job tomorrow. It'd just be one less egg to fry, and somebody would be in your desk by the next day. They'd probably be going through your drawer getting the good pencils. Somebody would grab the good chair, if you had a good chair. Got a heater or something underneath your desk. Somebody's going to take that red stapler. I mean, come on, guys. That's how it works. Why does this get to be dramatized like this is a major thing? Oh, my God. Then she gets to go on a rant about, oh, I told America. That's what I tried to tell you about what he was going to do. He's going to get rid of people that tried to get rid of him.
It's not our democracy. Well, he did say he'd be a dictator on day one. Oh, Democrats, it's just Trump. He just talks. Well, let me tell you something. He is doing more than talking. We talked about Project 2025. We talked about the consolidation of power. We talked about how he wanted to be a king. We talked about in a democratic republic that.
Is he a king? Is he a king? He's not a king, or you be. No, I'm just saying. Like, you are here talking, aren't you? Aren't you here running your mouth, batting your eyes, acting crazy? Did something happen to you? Did something happen? You didn't get Hillary Clinton to the Bill Clinton. The Clintons didn't come. I mean, what happened? What has happened? Michael Cohen talked shit for 3 years. That guy Scaramucci talked shit. The woman on The Views got a job and fine. Like, what is he talking about? I want to know, what did he do? These people are the most, back in the 80s, the Detroit Pistons had a great team of defensive players, right? Yeah. Let me do this. Back in the day, so Detroit Pistons, the bad boys, right? That's what they called them. Because they would foul the shit out of you. Not only were they notoriously hard to play against because they didn't play games, you're going to leave bumped and bruised. If you come down the lane, you're going to pay. Okay? But also they had a player, I think his name was Lambeer. And Lambeer was the biggest faker. Like, he played dirty, he'd foul the shit out of you, but then if you want to retaliate, he'd flop like nobody's business, man. I mean, this guy, he did more stunts than Jackie Chan. Big cornbread-fed white boy. Probably out of Arkansas or some shit. Okay? Big dude. Would flop around like a fish out of water if you touched him. I mean, total collapse of the heart. Okay? Total eclipse of the heart. He would just fall out over the slightest brush. That's the Democrats. That's what you're doing. The slightest touch. Oh, God. Trump is the ruin in the world. Trump is good. The overreaction of the Democratic Party is they are all actors. Jasmine Crockett is a horrible actress, but she's trying. She doesn't know she needs to embody the role. Something. Stop leaning into every opportunity. She's got one set, one speed. Go, 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 go. La, 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 la. Over-dramatize, over-dramatize. All I'm saying is, Trump not wanting people in his White House or his administration that was trying their best to destroy his life, his legacy, and his family's life. I don't think most reasonable people would have a problem with that. Omarosa's fine. She wrote books and talk shit. I saw something today. Like, if Trump was going after all these people, why are they alive and well? Have you ever heard of the Clinton body count? These people are hilarious, man.
Is not what it is. We have some sort of checks and balances, and he is doing everything that he can to get rid of those checks and balances.
He's doing everything he can, huh?
The DOJ and the people that he's going after were simply doing their jobs. The problem is that Americans thought that it was okay to take a full-fledged criminal and make him the president.
She be making up stuff as she talk. I mean, I do the same thing, man. America thought it was a good idea to put a full-fledged... See, still heard about Kamala. Look at her. That's why she was on the campaign trail for Kamala. You know, she's hurt. She is hurt. Little brownie. I heard about her. Little brownie. I'm not going to say what people been saying about Ms. Crockett on the campaign trail. I didn't know she was, they said I didn't know she was that short. And so a little spark plug. Anyway, it's funny, guys. It's hilarious what they're doing here. It really is. She's butthurt still about Kamala. That's what it is. She's still talking about the election. The election's over, Jasmine. It's over, Miss Crockett. Are the glasses?
Of the United States, and then they want to act aghast when he does criminal things. Let me tell you.
What was criminal? I'm sorry. What did he do that's criminal? Words matter, Jasmine. What did he do that was criminal? What? Oh, firing people. Yeah, that's not criminal. Happens all the time.
We have a thug in charge of the United States.
Now, if Trump called people thugs, it'd be a different story. Yeah, overreaction. Oh God. I just think it's just a lot of these people, they just love to see her act like a damn fool. They enjoy it. It's a cartoon to them. She is cartoon character material, don't get me wrong. She really is performing very, very, she's doing her best, man, as I put it out there. But it's embarrassing as well. And I don't see why people take her seriously.
And if we don't wake up, we may not have a United States, because right now...
They just let her go. They just give her the mic and say, shit on Trump. She just goes. 4 minutes of continuous, no facts, no data, just thoughts and stuff to rant about. Look at her, eyes closed and just making up shit. Just coming up with any old shit to say. Just, this is what y'all want. That's it.
He has only been successful in being a divider in chief.
He's been successful in beating the brakes off Kamala. He beat the shit out your candidate. You forgot that part. You forgot that part. He beat the shit out of your candidate. So what does that say about your candidate? Oh, I know. America is so racist, right? It doesn't say your candidate sucked, does it? No, it doesn't. It wouldn't say that. You would never admit such.
Say he'd be a dictator on day one. Oh, Democrats, it's just Trump. He just talks.
Okay. Yeah, Jasmine Crockett, man, I think she's, speaking of just talks, she just talks. That's what she does. She just talks. And like I said, it's embarrassing that so many people find her entertaining in a way. Like, when I say entertaining, I mean they find her also informative. And I think that's a big mistake. She's not. She's a cartoon. She's funny. but not funny, ha-ha, funny like short bus funny. Talking points. At the end of the day, after she stopped talking, do you feel more empowered? Do you have an action item plan or something we can go out and do? Is this beneficial to Black America? How does it help us? How does Jasmine Crockett help Black America? All she does, when she was working for Biden, all she did was boost him up, worship him, and deny reality. Then she did the same thing for Kamala. She actually went on the campaign trail for Kamala. Lying to people, pretending that Kamala had a plan, pretending Kamala was a good candidate. And now that she's lost, she's now bitter and complaining and throwing and gaslighting everything that happens. To the point she's calling Trump a crook and a thug for writing executive orders. That's all he did was he signed executive orders just like Biden did. Biden signed executive orders too. But of course, Jasmine had no words for it. Oh, Miss Crockett, you blew a sprocket. Let me know what you think in the comment section, man. I got one last story before we out of here. Let's do this, Johnson. How y'all doing? How's everybody? Everybody hanging in there? We okay? We okay? We okay? We okay? All right. Woo! Those Canadian companies, by the way, guys, Midday Squares, refrigerated snacking company that makes chocolate bars and pancake mix. Coming to a state near you, a city near you. You're going to relocate. All right, y'all. I saw this and I wanted to comment on it, so let's do this together. There was a CNN segment. Abby Phillip had a number of people on, and they were discussing various issues concerning the Democrats and Republicans. And I wanted to get to it because it's like part of it's DEI, but some of it also is this whole grievance. Because everybody's acting aggrieved. You know, we got Democrats acting aggrieved, Republicans acting aggrieved, MAGA acting aggrieved. Everyone's got a grievance. And this show, this episode they have is really time to cut the bullshit. All right. So let's go to that. A little segment I like to call Tim Black's Moment of Truth.
I'm alone in this group. I think I'm kind of afraid to be alone in this group. I surveyed these people. I focus grouped them. And they are really, really tired of being accused of either racism or sexism because they voted for Donald Trump. And it's one of the reasons why so many of them did. I sat on this stage with you and got chewed out when I suggested there's a better language to reach out to voters, that the Harris campaign is missing what they're looking for. And I say the same thing here. Americans just want to be Americans, not hyphenated Americans, not female Americans, Black Americans, Jewish Americans. They just want to be Americans.
How do you think it makes people feel, Black people, women, any person who has...
Hold on a second. Let me think about that real quick, guys. Let's everybody think about that for a second. Do Americans just want to be Americans, but not Black Americans or white Americans or whatever Americans we are? I don't know if I agree with that. I think that we all deserve, and I know I want to be who I am. I'm a Black American. I want to be a Black man. I'm a Black man. Whether I want to be that or not, I do want to be that, but I am that. That's who I am. We know who we are. Now, I don't know exactly where he's going with that, but I do agree who you voted for, in my opinion, doesn't make you a good or bad person. It doesn't make you a thing. I don't know why Democrats can call Republicans certain names, but Democrats can't be called certain names. Like, if If you voted for Trump, you're a sellout or a racist. What are you if you voted for Biden? They just think really good people. And that's delusional as hell. So that part I totally get what he's saying. Because to me, that makes you that makes you a sellout and a racist. Because to me, Biden's racist. Locked up way more people than Trump. Biden put away a lot more black people than Trump. Biden's been more detrimental to black people than Trump. It's not even close. It's not even close. Not even the same hemisphere for the damage that Biden did to black lives over his political career. And there's no one that can refute that if they want to use any type of evidence, any type of point of fact. People got to bring up dumb shit like, when Trump was a private citizen, he put out an ad. Yeah, he had no power to do shit. The person put out an ad in the newspaper that they printed, by the way, that he paid for, and they took the money and printed that shit. But that's all you can pull out your ass about Trump. Him and his father had a company, and they didn't rent to black people. Yeah, that's bad. I don't agree with that. I'm glad they had to make amends for that, what him and his father's company did. But some of y'all that don't rent to black people now. Hello? Some of y'all don't rent to black people now. Anyway, the point is, I get his point. I don't think it's right to label people that voted for Trump racist. Now when you got all the evidence in the world that Biden is, we got black people acting like it's not true. Oh, because Jim Clapper said it isn't true. Stupid.
Immutable characteristics about themselves. To be makes people feel, black people, women, any person who has immutable characteristics about themselves, to be told every time that something happens that because they exist in a particular role, it is their fault. How does it make them feel?
How does it make people feel when they're told that they're a racist?
No. I mean, answer.
But
answer my question.
I am, because these are predetermined considerations.
No.
You were going
You're
to
assuming. You're telling me I'm.
Do you
calling
want an
people,
answer?
Well, you're not answering my question. You're telling me.
Yes, I'm trying to.
You were telling me that
your response is in bad faith. I mean, what she is saying is something you're not responding to because it doesn't address why.
This guy is very annoying. What a snide, punchable face dude. He just is. One of the worst congressmen. I'm glad he's not there anymore. Jesus. At least he edged up his horrible, worst hairline in Congress. But okay, let's go.
Why Donald Trump immediately went to DEI as an explanation without any evidence whatsoever for what looks to be an inexcusable and certainly a very devastating and tragic plane and helicopter crash a couple of days ago. And instead, you pivot to talking about how terrible it is that some people who voted for Donald Trump are being called racist and sexist. You're refusing to grapple with the central tension.
My understanding.
Frank, it's an option.
Hold on.
Frank, it's an
because
option
my
for
understanding
Trump.
is of the voter.
Frank,
that is what I do.
It is an option.
What about
for
the immorality and the incompetence
Frank,
of
it's an
blaming
option
DEI
for Donald
for what
Trump.
happened?
You guys can all jump on me. That's
No.
fine.
I'm not jumping on you. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. Okay, look, it is.
What you tell my dad to shut the hell up while you're talking to him there? I'm gonna start calling Abby Mammy.
It's an option for Donald Trump to respect his voters and not scapegoat race in this situation.
DEI is not race. DEI is not race. DEI is not race. The Democrats need to get together and get their talking points correct, man. Either it is or it isn't. I had Donna Brazile just say DEI was all people doing better, everybody. Then I got her saying he needs to stop talking about DEI as racist. Like, what are you talking about? Which one is it? Oh, that's right. Everything means black. I hit my toe. Black people. The sun did come up. It black. They mean black people. Here they go. Economy, the inflation's too high. They talk about black people. It's like this thing that I don't know, man. Black people need to recognize. I think we got to recognize that just because the Democrats say it, don't make it so. There are a lot of things in America that people are trying to fix, and all of it's not black people. I think black people are so conditioned to being on the hot seat, rightly so in this country, that we are very susceptible to manipulation that says you're on the hot seat, even if you're not. The issue of I don't know what people have been asleep. LGBTQ was the primary focus since 2008. Us, black people, we have been neglected. We're not the focus, man. Trans and LGBTQ has been. And immigrants. Hence, all the structures coming out and like people, all the fissures in society surrounding these two issues. They boycotted chorus because of the trans lady on the can, not because a black lady played the Barbie or whatever it was. Okay? There was talk. Democrats did a lot of stuff, and whoever's online, I guess conservatives, said a lot of shit. Liberals and conservatives went at each other on TikTok, but that wasn't a boycott because of it. Okay? That was because of trans, LGBTQ issues. Black people, they just don't give a shit about us like that. And immigrants have taken over as far as the focal point. But we are just conditioned based on our history in this country to be like, oh, they must mean us. Nah, not this time, dog. The issue with the plane, the helicopter, with no black people in that helicopter. Was there no black people problem? Look, there were no black people flying either plane. How are you going to say when you said DEI has something to do with it? Why would you think that has something to do with you? Oh, because somebody put out a tweet saying so? Why? Because they said Kamala was a DEI hire? What that got to do with the planes? Let's keep going. But I'm saying we got to make sense. Let's stop being manipulated by Democrats. We got bones to pick. Let's pick the bones we want to pick. Let's pick the ones we want. Let's go in our stew. Let's stop picking what they want us to pick. They're trying to make us be their guard dog. What they want you to guard are immigrants and LGBTQIA. And by the way, Trump separating LGB from the TIA, whatever. TIA, which I've been getting mail from people very happy about this, who are LGB, because they never wanted to be grouped with the TIAs. Okay? Okay? It's not racist or it's not homophobic or transphobic if it's other gay people saying it's cool because they didn't want to be grouped. Back to this. Let's go back to Abby.
Like that. He chooses not to every time. Why?
He is saying, and I do not defend him, and I've not defended him on this program, because there are things that are more important than Republican and Democrat, and it's why some people lost primaries, and some people are not members of Congress anymore.
That's right, Monday. Get his ass. Get his ass. Yeah, that's you, Sparky.
Anymore. I'm trying to tell you the truth.
Well, look, you don't have to listen. I just won my
Mondare,
primary, but you don't have to lecture me.
Hold on, Mondare. Let me let him finish.
I mean, if you're gonna throw shots, I'm
just a second. Let me let him finish.
This is why this show is such a challenge for me, because I really am, and I've been on this show and criticized him many times. I've been on this show and praised him. In the end, how do we get beyond how we look? How do we get beyond how we sound? Because in the end, we all have a right to a point of view, and I respect yours, regardless.
Yeah, I just don't respect the gaslighting and the bad faith conversation.
I also think you cannot talk about getting beyond all of those things, race, hyphens, whatever it is, when at the highest offices of the land, you have someone saying, because there is diversity, there is a lack of merit, there is a lack of quality, there is a lack of experience.
Yo, man, I actually did the research on this. Abby's fucking wrong. She's just wrong, though. And I'm only gonna take time to break this down. My people that watch the show, if you're new to the show, you may not know this, right? Back under Obama, okay, back under Obama, he changed the requirements to get into FAA. There are people that go to college to be involved in aviation. There's college courses you can take for this. There are people that go to college and graduated with certain credentials. Obama wanted to he pushed for diversity. He was the first DIE president. DIE. Is that right? DEI president. DEI. I knew that sounded crazy. DIE. Well, depending on how you look at it. That may make more sense than I want to admit. Anyway, the point was, Obama lowered the standards of the FAA in order to hire other people. And he threw out the resumes. They literally threw out the resumes of the people that were in line who had the degrees who were white because they wanted to hire non-white people. This is what he did. This is what the lawsuits are. I did not learn this by watching Right Wing. I read this and learned this from reading the lawsuits that were brought against the FAA because of Obama's policies. Okay? It's not that hard to find out. All you have to do is Google it. I wish Trump would have been more descriptive, because all it did was leave a bunch of room for us to have these conversations with people with half information or no information going on these, going crazy. I'm not saying his lawsuits, I'm not saying that everything in the lawsuit was accurate. But what I am saying is that Obama did lower the standards of getting into the FAA. He stated explicitly it was to make it more diverse. They wanted more women. They wanted more people of different colors, ethnicities, and backgrounds, and all this stuff. That took the precedent over the people that went to school for the shit. That's what happened. It was that just race. They threw out the people with the resumes, with the credentials, with the degrees in the shit. Okay? Now, when you go on the FAA, you can get trained. I didn't know that there was a process. Unlike our police officers, hell, there's like a 2-year process of training that's involved. I was glad to hear that. I didn't know that. Okay. When I had sheriffs, I had a sheriff on my show, Michael D. Wood, and he was explaining about the training process for police officers. You train longer to be a barber or a hairstylist than you do to be a police officer when you carry a gun and go around and order people around, okay? With people's lives in your hand. Basically, the person that gave Byron Donalds his lineup has gone through more training than the average cop that may be on his detail. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. So there is a training program that can be rigorous. I'm not saying at the end of the day, the people in the FAA, depending if they were accelerated due to the diversity and equity play, are any less trained. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, when you make a stipulation, when you put out documentation and memorandums and initiatives that explicitly say, we're going to get rid of the people with the credentials, the education and the preparedness, who spent money, by the way, who went to school, by the way, who trained with these hopes in mind, by the way, you're going to get rid of them and bring in people that with the high school diplomas just because they're different, whatever, like that sets up this argument. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's not all race. If you were a black person, there are black people that probably went to school as well. Not as many for aviation, Most people don't take up careers that they don't know anybody else in. Typically, people kind of go in the same careers. There's a lot of factors behind it. But as I stated in the show earlier, aviation is not a field that a lot of Black Americans are in. Just that. It is what it is. There are a lot of fields. This is not the only field. There's many fields that Black Americans do not have high numbers in. But to say that it's all race, I don't know. I don't believe that's the case. I don't believe that's the case with what Trump was saying about diversity. I still think he shouldn't have said it. I think Trump should have left that part the fuck out, unless he found out that the airline pilot, the pilot of the Black Hawk, was a trans person going through some type of medical treatment or whatever, and that person was at fault. I don't know how you ever know that, but unless you know that, shut up on this particular topic, because you can't prove this. And all it does is give the Democrats an easy one to change the conversation to something it shouldn't be. At the end of the day, 67 people died, including the person that you're saying may have been at fault. Now, if you say this, the air traffic controllers, that's a different story. Still, there should be an investigation that makes that determination, that we can speak to it full-throatedly, be honest, be upfront, and say, this is what we found, this is where we think the problem broke down, and this is the why. And if you find out and it can prove that the why has something to do with DEI and lax regulations in order to create a invisible or unjustifiable increase based on just virtue signaling, that's a problem. But then that's when you make the statement. You don't make the statement beforehand. So I'm not giving Trump a pass on this. I'm just saying, Abby just acting like this is the end of the world. Like, Black people got a lot of fights. Once again, we're 40% of the homeless rate. And it's not a mumbling word out of her mouth about that. We got to keep hearing about this dumb shit about what Trump said in the press conference. And in that same press conference, he said the problem will probably end up being the air pilot in the helicopter. And he didn't say it once. He didn't say it twice. He said it 3 or 4 times. But they don't want to make that be his real blame on the crash. They want to say he's saying the crash was DEI. And that's not what he said. In no time did he say DEI caused the crash. He complained about DEI, but he did not say DEI was the culprit. But they get to say he did without evidence. They won't play a clip saying he said DEI caused this. That 67 people are dead because of DEI. He did not say that. Damn. Bunch of liars.
Is a racist view that people who have characteristics that they cannot change about them, that don't tell you anything.
We don't want to change our characteristics, mammy. Cut the shit. Black, but for no fault of our own. Fuck you.
Anything about their intellect, about their experience, are by definition not experienced. Do you understand that?
I do, because I listen to this. I hear this, and I internalize it. And for those who feel like they're being marginalized, we have to do more. I agree with you.
It's not even just about being marginalized. It's just about recognizing
I just said I agree with you.
I know, I'm saying, but look, I'm not trying to use academic. I'm not trying to use academic language to talk about this.
You've been using academic language the whole damn segment, which is pretty much all you ever do. I don't think you've ever had a real moment in your entire existence at CNN. You're the most flatulous, empty, vacuous, vacant-eyed person in CNN. The other two sisters way more tactful and reasonable in this clear vision. You just get on these lofty, goofy excursions of imagination in fantasy land. A place where most of us don't live. A bunch of only people that rock with you, really, Abby, or a bunch of airheaded rich kids and highly educated morons who couldn't survive a week in the street, a week in adverse situations, where they could pick up the phone call and call in Uber or get a valet to show up, take them somewhere else. Harvard, Yale, upscale.
I'm just saying that there are people. Look, a couple days ago, there was a Harvard-educated Olympic track star was told that she wasn't qualified to have gone to Harvard, that she was basically a DEI admit to Harvard. I mean, that's just from a human perspective.
Wrong.
Somebody was saying they couldn't go to school. Look, man, Black America, we got a class of black people that are fighting for shit that got nothing to do with us. Somebody who's a star, track person, athlete, hopefully making lots of money, doing very well with their lives, who's also at Harvard, went to Harvard, was disrespected. Oh no! Stop everything. Somebody said they didn't deserve to get in Harvard. Oh no! Meanwhile, 40% of black kids live under the poverty line. Abby got no words for it. But we gotta fight for that. We gotta fight for LeBron. We gotta fight for, someone said something to Gabrielle Union. It was very disrespectful. Someone said Kamala was a DEI hire. Oh no, cancel Christmas. It's like they're not in the real world with us, y'all. We got real concerns. We're trying to scratch together money to pay our bills, to get to take care of our families, keep us living indoors, to try to retire with some dignity in this moment. Take care of our parents who are older. You know? And these motherfuckers, they're sitting around talking about things that impact 1% of black people. Maybe 3 or 5% of black people had this problem. But that's their entire circle. That's who they associate with. That's these pedigree, whack, academic, black, detached, just happen to be black assholes. Meanwhile, real black people, regular black people, that's why I say, man, and I know, like somebody didn't get it. Broke is broke. I'm not talking about white people that want to, who want to throw you in, who want to kick you out of town like it's a sundown town. But what I'm saying is, some of the same problems, we have some of the same problems as working class white people. Working class people had the same problems. Okay? It's just we so easily turn on each other. But we had the same problems. But we do not have the same problems as the rich blacks or the rich whites or the detached whites who get the virtue signal, right? That's why they're so in. Some of you say, Tim Black, why is it that so many of these people were so frustrated, upset, angry about what's going on for Palestinians, but show no compassion for black people? Because you can't virtue signal for Negroes. Yeah, there's no virtue signaling for the ninjas here in America. Get what I'm saying? There's no points to be made. You got to bleed the heart for somebody outside the country and live in a fantasy world about that helping them somehow. But if they actually stood up for black people in America, there's pushback for that. Now they got to go against their actual family members. Now they got to talk to somebody sitting across from them at the dining room table. You understand what I'm saying? Now you got to stand up for that. That's a whole different thing. They're talking about Netanyahu. Okay? Whole different thing.
That is
we
wrong,
all agree
right?
that's wrong.
May I ask you a question
we
about
all
this?
agree with that, but there's nothing I can say to you on this panel for any of you that's going to satisfy
No.
you.
May I ask you a question about
And
this?
that's the problem.
So you're saying Americans felt alienated by the way Democrats talked about
And
some of these things.
Yes.
Okay, but do you think that this is the antidote? That I think that's the question here. I mean, you can be critical of terms that Democrats have used, but it's not clear to me how this approach is better. In fact, it seems.
Man, I can't do it, man. Trump did not blame the crash on diversity. He said, you don't know. It could have been. It could have been. The standards were lowered. Look it up, they were. I'm not saying it had anything to do with it. Once again, I say Trump shouldn't have said it. But he did not blame it. I watched the entire thing. I watched it. We watched it together right here on the Tim Black Show. When he was asked directly by reporters in the room at the press conference, because unlike Obama and unlike Kamala, he took questions. He takes questions. He said he thought the line of sight of the Black Hawk pilot was the main cause. He said that. This whole segment on CNN is based on bullshit. It is what it is. We got to stop letting them manipulate us. This show is brought to you by the Tim Black Show, supporters, and the Tim Black Legacy Mug, available at timblackmug.com. Well, I need some of this. What a long night, right? Yeah, I'm not saying Trump did the right thing. Like I stated, you should not be talking about DEI at a time like this without evidence. And if you're going to talk about it, be blunt. Hey, DEI did this. They used DEI to do this. They hired these people. These people were probably the problem. And be clear about what those people are and who did what. But it wasn't because he thinks that how can I say this? The air traffic control at Reagan National does not look like a Tyler Perry audience. Okay? It's not. So if that's your concern, it shouldn't be. DEI was never about hiring black people. So that ain't what it's about. And that's not the situation at Reagan National. So all this talk, goodness gracious. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm through, man. That's it. Where are my people at? Cheetah gave me a sticker. Thanks, Cheetah. Meg's in the house. Thank you, Megs, once again. Black Mamba, thank you for supporting the show, sister. And Church Talk Unlimited, thank you. James Paul Berry, my brother. All right, y'all. Long night. Tough talk. I got nothing but love for you. Be safe. Remember, like I always say, don't let anybody take your cornbread. Border wars, flag burners, DEI delusions. Damn it, I didn't even get to the flag burning. I'll just say this to the flag burning. If you think it's a flex to burn the U.S. flag while waving your Mexican flag, while protesting being removed from America, you are an idiot. Any shot at sympathy, you just burnt it. Congratulations. All right, now. Thank y'all. Whew. It's been a long one, Johnson. How y'all doing? You guys okay? I want to thank people on Twitter too, man. X. X gonna give it to you. Thank y'all for tuning into the show. Don't forget to come over to YouTube, subscribe to me on YouTube. It helps, believe me. Thank you, Facebook as well. YouTube, Tim Black's Wolfpack. Thank y'all for being here. Number love. I see you. What's the day? Sunday. I see you tomorrow. Shit. Let's do it again. Now, where are my ladies? There they go.